Welcome back. Good to see ya. We're back with Omen Exitio. Plague. Unwanted guests. Everything is ready. You need only leave your flat, head to the port, board your ship, and you'll be on your way home. As you're about to leave the flat, you hear footsteps on the stairs outside. Oh, piss off. They stop right outside your door. Oh, stay strapped, bitch. Fucking come at me. Dr. Huntington, I must speak with you. They do not even knock. They know full well that you are inside and that you can hear them. You're frozen on the spot, waiting. After a brief, eerie silence, the door is violently kicked down and 3 men burst in. I think killing would be a bad idea if we don't know who this is. I'll wait. The 3 men burst into the room, but they instantly freeze when they see the pistol in your hand. Good. Dr. Huntington, I think you are mistaken. Observation or speechcraft? Observation or speechcraft. I'm gonna level up before I do this. Do I want to notice or do I want to talk better? Not being good at observation has fucked me over too many times. I want that higher. So we're gonna observe. The 3 men stare in silence as you maneuver towards the door, the gun pointed firmly in their direction the whole time. Oh my god, I feel so good. I feel so good. Oh yeah! I wouldn't do that, Dr. Huntington. You'll only make more trouble for yourself. Moving slowly and keeping all 3 men in view, you reach the top of the stairs and start moving down them. The moment they're out of sight, you turn and start running. I don't want to run again. It didn't go well at all last time. Oh, but they didn't kill me. I mean, that's nice. You leave the building and sprint along the pavement. Without much time to think, you decide on the closest familiar place, the home of a colleague from the university. I hope they're a good colleague. We kind of, I don't know. I don't trust anybody. In a few minutes, you reach the house and start pounding insistently on the door. Your heart racing, you turn back to the street. So far, there's no sign of the 3 men, but it's only a question of time before they catch up. A valet comes to the door. Got a fucking valet for your door? What kind of rich-ass shit is this? The valet won't let you in, so you start yelling the name of your colleague. After a few seconds, you see his face appear at the window. You quickly try to explain the danger you're in and about the men chasing you. To your horror, he does not even answer you, but gestures to his valet to get rid of this drunk himself or call the police. You piece of shit! That piece of trash! You move back over to the window to protest, but as soon as you do, the valet closes and locks the door. He ain't gonna let us in. I might as well keep going. You're enraged, but you have no time to protest or think of anything else. The men chasing you might be around the corner at any moment. You continue running. We better be getting pretty good at this whole running thing. You're sprinting as fast as you can towards the nearest police station. However, the men have anticipated this move, and 2 of them are blocking the street ahead. You're just asking yourself where the 3rd man is when he blindsides you and you're knocked unconscious. God damn it. I wanted that goddamn gun! I'm tired of it! I'm tired of it! Stop taking my shit! You wake up still groggy. You try to get up from the bed in which you find yourself, but suddenly feel a painful throbbing in your head. The memories come flooding back. Delft, Burink, the attack. Where the hell are you anyway? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Where is anybody? You slide out of a comfortable bed of fine linen sheets and look about the room. It too is spacious, pleasant, and in addition to the bed, there's a sitting area and a small bookcase. Okay. Interesting. You're bewildered as if in a dream. This could be a guest bedroom of a stately house. There are no windows, but at the end of the room is a heavy, ornate door. Can, the cult just, recruit us or something? We'd be, no trouble at all if they just did that. Instead of this whole, fighting thing. You approach the door and try to open it. The handle turns, but the door is locked. I'll call somebody. Hello? Is anybody out there? You shout a few more times, gradually getting louder, but no answer comes. You decide to give up with the door and to explore the room instead. Oh, is this an escape room? I know how to do that. Before long, you've confirmed your initial impressions. Everything is refined and high quality, better even than your home back in London. Occasionally, you return to the door and try the handle in vain. I can observe. I'll explore. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Success, bitch! You scan the room, examining every inch of the walls in search of any opening or clue that might yield further information. You examine the furniture and the bookcase for a second time. You find nothing, however, save the fact that the room must be cleaned and tidied fairly frequently. It must have had many guests over a long period of time. I don't know. Oh my good god! What the fuck are you? 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 Oh wait, it's a mask. It's fine. I thought it was a goblin. I thought a goblin had come after me. A sudden noise makes you jump. The door opens. In silence, you prepare for confrontation. A man enters the room wearing only a sort of monochrome kilt, a skull cap, and a strange stone mask. He is carrying a tray of food. He ain't gonna tell us shit. You immediately start asking questions, but the man ignores you completely. He puts down the tray and turns to leave. You go forward, trying to stop him, but you're suddenly paralyzed by an intense pain in your arm. Oh, what? You can only turn your head an inch or two, enough to glimpse a hair-thin needle protruding from your right shoulder. Watching him leave, you notice another man by the door, dressed in the same bizarre manner. You can only watch them silently leave and close the door. After a few minutes, the paralysis weakens. I don't like that at all. Somewhat discombobulated, you pull out the needle and look at the tray, on which there are various tasty-looking dishes. Oh, I don't like this. I don't care for this. Several hours pass before anything else happens. The door opens, and this time it's a woman who enters. She's dressed identically to the man, bare-chested, a skirt, skullcap, and stone mask. As absurd as the clothing is, there's something that's a new word, sacerdotal about it that reminds you of pictures of Sumerian and Egyptian priests you vaguely remember seeing somewhere. I don't have no idea what that meant. Again, you are dumbfounded by the whole affair, but this time you notice straight away the man standing at the doorway. You watch as the woman places another full tray of food on the table and takes away the untouched previous one. You look at the food and inhale its aroma. The dishes are appetizing and clearly prepared with care. Your stomach grumbles. You haven't eaten for many hours. I mean, I don't trust it, but what are we gonna do? Just die? Might as well just eat it. They like put a needle in you and made you paralyzed. If they wanted to kill you, they would. You sit down at the table to eat. You have concluded that if they had wanted you dead, you would have yeah, exactly. In some other fashion. So you tuck in hungrily to the juicy steak and excellent merlot. It is as delicious as it looks. I'm so glad. After a time, you slow down and begin to reflect. The knife which you have been given for the meat is not particularly sharp for a steak knife, but put to someone's throat, it could still be an effective weapon. Furthermore, it seems strange that they would not have considered this still. I think that is liable to get us fucking killed. I feel like they put it there as a test to see if I would take it. But I still kind of want to take it. I'm gonna leave it. On reflection, you've decided that the level of organization displayed in keeping you in such a manner is such that it would be foolish to think that they would carelessly provide you with the weapon unless they were convinced that it would be useless in any case. Well, I was thinking more that they were testing me, so I'm gonna leave it, but I guess either way. I don't know. You abandon the idea of taking the knife and finish your meal. You will clearly need to come up with a better plan if you have any chance of escaping. I wanna talk to these people. If somebody could talk to me, that'd be great. Many days have passed, even though you have no way of knowing exactly how many. If this absurd imprisonment is to continue much longer, you are quite sure that you will lose your mind. I mean, I guess you have books to read, I suppose. Once again, you're lying in bed, thinking after having been woken up. You get up to do some exercise, and as you're doing the last push-up, you raise your head to see something very unusual and unexpected. The door is ajar. It's time, baby. I got 16 experience points. 16 schmackaroos. Oh my god, look at my power. I'm so powerful. I can do anything. But I won't right now. You approach the door slowly. You are listening out for even the slightest noise, but there's only silence. You try to peer beyond the small gap between the door and the frame, but it's too narrow. You stop to think for a moment. I would be cautious. What does thrusting it open do for you? How does that help? You open the door very slowly and silently, inch by inch. In the surrounding silence, every small creak seems to you a deafening screech. Having opened it a few inches, you peer out. Seeing an empty corridor, you leave the room immediately. What are they intending here? You find yourself in a corridor lined with several doors, all identical to that from which you came. There's wallpaper covering the walls, making it impossible to understand what type of building it is. There's nothing else, only a corridor with 6 doors. Nearest, I guess? I don't know. You go to the door directly opposite and try the handle. It's locked, just as it was your own until a few moments ago. I mean, I guess I could listen in. You put your ear to the door and concentrate on trying to pick up even the slightest noise. You think you can hear breathing, but you decide that it could just be a trick of the mind or the pressure caused by having your ear pressed against the door. You leave the door and try another. You try another door, this time one in the center of the corridor. It's closed. You try the one opposite, the handle turns. Alright! The Club of Stone Masks. Are they gonna ask me to join? Do I have to take off my clothes if I do? Warily, you push the door and enter the room. You find yourself in a large room with a huge library, leather armchairs, and sumptuous furnishings. It looks like a lounge of any of the more prestigious gentlemen's clubs in London. Men and women are sitting around quietly conversing. Although they are dressed in the same bizarre clothes with which you are by now familiar, grinning stone masks, kilts, and that bizarre little skull cap. Their posture and overall bearing seems to identify them as nobility. On their wrists they all have the same tattoo, a shape reminiscent of an eye. If they ask me to join, am I gonna join? I feel very unsure now. I feel like we have to cooperate to get out, but I don't know. I don't know about these fuckers. You know that you've seen that tattoo before in Zanzibar. It cannot be a coincidence. So they've been watching you for some time. You remember something else. The almost identical symbol you saw in the book about ancient Egyptians in London. What could the connection be? They've been around since then. I know it. The atmosphere is extremely surreal. They're acting as if you're not even there. Finally, someone notices you. Okay. Dr. Huntington, finally you've decided to join us. I guess. I suppose. His voice is muffled by the mask, and he makes a gesture for you to sit in a nearby armchair. Everyone present turns to look at you through the dark holes in their masks. Y'all are fucking creepy, you know that? On the table in front of you, there's a glass of red wine which you're sure is of the finest quality. You do not dare to take it, but rather listen carefully to the masked man who is speaking to you. I guess. I can hardly just, run. Dr. Huntington, let us not get off on the wrong foot. I can imagine that you have many questions, and I assure you, if you make the right choices, there will be a time when you will be given all the answers you seek, and many that, as yet, you do not. I do kind of want to know the true. What if I just join? What if I just cooperate and join? What if I just do that? What if I just do it? You can feel all the people in the room staring at you, analyzing you. After spending days in your luxurious prison, you know that you are unlikely to gain anything with a direct attack, obviously. Is it Meyer? It has to be Meyer, right? Yet there is something familiar about that voice. Though it's muffled, its tone and phrasing remind you of one you've heard before. There's a strange accent, but the distortion makes it difficult to identify. but the height and body size match well. Could the man who is dressing you actually be Meyer? I'll just let him continue, fuck it. Answers will come. First of all, to have them, you must make choices. Hopefully the right ones. I don't know, I feel like I made a lot of wrong choices, dude. We do, after all, have at least one objective in common. So do they want to get rid of the disease, or do they want to spread it? That's my big question. Are they the ones spreading it, or are they actually trying to stop it? Them being a cult kind of makes me feel like they're not trying to stop it, but who can say? For now, you have no room to maneuver, and he's at pains to point that out to you. However, the mere fact that you're still alive means that somehow they need you. You let the man continue. We are, let's say, a very exclusive club. Our members come from the elite of many different specialties in different parts of the world. We include nobility, entrepreneurs, and military men, even some, like you, from the world of science. We've been active as a group for a very long time. Our work goes back countless generations. We've always had significant influence on all major historical events, and now we are close to achieving what could be termed a new level of influence. Oh, they're totally spreading this disease. They're totally doing it. There's no way they're not. There's no way they're not. Well, why the fuck were they having me research it then? If they're the ones spreading it, I don't understand. I want answers. And I don't think I want to work for them. As you're listening to his words, you wish that it was possible to write them off as those of a madman, but you cannot. In fact, they seem to describe a world very close to that which you have been imagining. Are you with the Illuminati? Certain resources and unique capabilities allow access to our group. Capabilities such as your own, Dr. Huntington. You're an intelligent man, Doctor. I do not imagine that I need to tell you just how many advantages there are for you once you've decided to join us. I don't know. It feels bad. They feel bad. I feel bad looking at them. I would assume that's Meyer. Maybe it's not. The fact that but he has a strong German accent. Have we met any other Germans? Not you. No. There's that thief guy. Not you. Just looking through all my people. Not you. Several of you are fucking dead. I don't know if we've met any other Germans yet. Old book. News publication, the lab, man behind the mask. I'm not sure yet. For this reason, we have taken care not to let your name become public knowledge. We do not allow publicity for our members. I'm not going to say, no, piss off, and then hear nothing more. That would be dumb. We are not here to force you, Dr. Huntington, and we will give you some time to consider it. We will see you here tomorrow. In the meantime, please enjoy our hospitality. As he speaks, he's getting up. Several other members of the club are already moving towards a door at the back of the room, and he cues behind them. You start in their direction too, but your way is quickly blocked by another masked man. He is silently pointing at the door behind you, the one from which you came, with a particularly muscular arm. Yeah, I'm sure. There's no point in doing that. What would we gain from that? You start moving back. My plan right now is like, can we like join them, get the information, and then sabotage them afterward, maybe in some way, you know? That's my vague plan right now. You start moving back towards the door to the corridor, turning to look at the last to leave the room, the heavy-set man who pointed you back to your room. He's probably under orders not to kill you, but it's probably better not to risk it. He might even have some of those damn paralyzing needles. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that they could just stop me. That was kind of what I was thinking of if I tried to run or just say no. And they were like, all right then. Boop. Stopped. That'd be bullshit. Okay. Entering the corridor, you find the door of your room open, and then going inside, your eyes widen at what you find there. There is a wonderful 5-course feast of fine food, including quail and other such dishes, some that you don't even recognize. I'd have to try everything. If I were ever in a situation where, like, I genuinely, like, some feast, like, actual feast, you gotta try it all, right? You gotta. You've only just crossed the threshold when the door closes behind you. You need not check to know that it is locked again. Yeah, I figure. You awaken from tormented sleep, full of terrible nightmares which you can barely remember. You are left with distressing intimations of dark and ominous forms, but any sort of concrete images fades immediately away. When you calm down a little, you see that the door to the corridor is wide open. You can see into the corridor and even a part of the door which you know leads to the club. You presume that that door is also unlocked. I'm gonna go. You enter the corridor and approach the door. The handle turns easily, and once again you're in the elegant hall, filled with masked people, chatting quietly or reading. Can I just ask, how did this uniform, like, win out? I get in the Egyptian days, right? I get that. But they're still like, yeah, I'm gonna wear a kilt and a mask. I like it. It's freeing. The breeze. When that breeze hits my perineum, it makes me fucking go crazy. Yeah. A woman approaches you and slips a wine glass into your hand, touches it with her own, and then pours some of her wine onto the black grinning lips of her mask. Having concluded the bizarre toast, she leaves. Alright. Dr. Huntington, please make yourself comfortable. I guess. They're gonna ask me to join, and I feel like I have to say yes. Even though I don't wanna now. I don't wanna. But I feel like if I say no, then what incentive do they have to do not just kill me? I've seen far too much. With one hand, he points to an armchair, while with the other, he gestures to include the whole room. The books, a rich buffet, a small bar, and an area with smoking equipment. You're expecting further speeches, but the half-naked men and women ignore you entirely. I guess I'll participate. I'll participate. You decide to sink into the comfortable plush of an armchair and observe the various goings-on. If not for the unclothed torsos and unsettling masks, the situation in this room would be absolutely normal, almost rather banal. Some people engage in small talk, while others help themselves to the buffet bar. How do they eat it? Do they also stuff that through the little mouth hole? It's very silly if they do. Oh. I see. It's to protect their identities. So that nobody knows who everybody else is. Yeah, I'm sure that's it. Yeah. You listen to some of the conversations in English nearby, but you're instantly bored stiff by the vacuity and jejunaness. Jejunaness? I'm learning some interesting words today, dear viewer. I assume you are too. I don't think these are common words. I'd like them though. Jejunaness. Jejunaness. Typical of any pub or gentleman's club in London. Indeed, the only real difference between this and a gentleman's club, aside from the shocking state of undress, of course, well, if that's not normal, then obviously that's not the way. I wish all the gentlemen's clubs were half-dressed. You cannot help but see it all as a pantomime, some kind of play, but you try to stay alert for clues nonetheless. In the end, you fall asleep, only to be woken sometime later by the sound of a bell. At the sound of the bell, all the members leave the room. Again, you're surprised, but then, after a few moments, the heavily built member of the club reappears and again points to the door. Evidently, you are not allowed to be in the room alone. You go back to your room. What was the point of that? Are they just ingratiating me into the club, so it just becomes normal? I'd assume. Days pass thus. Each time your door opens, the room is available to you, but only when occupied by members of the club. You visit every time. You're welcomed and greeted, but no one speaks to you directly. You've been to the room of the club several times now, with the implicit understanding that if you stop going, you'll stop receiving food. You cannot fathom the intentions of these strange people. I think it's to get me to be buddy-buddy with them. At least over time, you know? At least not until you see a series of newspaper article clippings intentionally placed at the entrance of the hall. Is the disease happening? They are all articles about accidents involving the supposedly random disappearance of famous people, overturned carriages, fatal beatings by thugs, and arson attacks. The dates and origins of the newspapers from which they've been taken differ widely. Is this the things that they did then? Studying them carefully, you almost want to smile. The message, the threat they imply is clear. Crystal clear. Yeah, I figure. Well, Dr. Huntington, what do you think of our club? You're fucking weirdos! You're fucking weirdos! That's rather bold. Oh, okay. So we are just gonna join either way. That's weird. That's weird to just say, like, yes, I must join. That's stupid. No, I'm not doing that. We are pleased to hear that, Dr. Huntington. We knew you would come around to reason sooner or later. Are they, like, not gonna... Okay. Alright. I figured there might be, like, a conversation about, you know, what they are. Why I should join, but no. Okay. It's just like, join or starve, bitch. I guess that works. All conversation in the room has suddenly fallen silent. All the masks are turned towards you, but you pretend not to have noticed. Aww. I suggest you go to your room and get some rest, Dr. Huntington. Tomorrow you will awaken to your new life. Then you may begin to receive some of the answers which you so desire. I would like the answers. That is what I'm waiting for. For the umpteenth time, you watch as the members of the club slowly leave the room, followed by your interlocutor. This time you are left entirely alone. Even the muscular guard has left with the others. Following the advice you've just been given, you head back into your room. Your dreams were chaotic and fragmented. You wake up slightly dizzy and tense. On the table, there's appeared a folded piece of paper, and on the chair are the clothes in which you awoke here the first time. After dressing, you take a look at the sheet of paper. It contains instructions that tell you when and how to contact the cult. If the date mentioned in the text is near, you calculate that you've spent nearly 3 weeks in this prison. You fold and pocket the paper and go out into the hallway. You try the door of the club, but this time it's locked. You try another, but it's also locked. Strange, you try one more door. This time the door opens and you're immediately struck by natural light and fresh air. You stumble out, drunk for a few moments on the fresh air and liberty. You find yourself on a small, rather sordid alleyway. Coming out onto a main road, you see something which lifts your spirit even further. We're there, baby. We're still in London. Through a light fog, you see an unmistakable profile. All this time, thinking that you were in a club in Delft with a very London atmosphere. You are in fact in London all along. I will explore a bit. Why not? Fuck it. You feel a desire to walk a little, to re-establish contact with reality. Your captivity over the last few weeks makes everything around you seem hollow and artificial. What has happened to reality? Now you are aware that the world around you hides more secrets than you could have imagined. I'd say so. We found an Illuminati. That was a lot. They wear some weird-ass masks. I don't know about that. What does this say? Anything interesting? It's London. It's the same thing it always is. Soon you find yourself wandering without purpose nor destination. You feel eyes watching you constantly. After the first exhilarating moments, the city seems to you now alien and oppressive. Before you are overcome by this creeping sense of paranoia, you call a hansom cab and head home. Strategies for Judgment Day. Okay. Alright. I feel very unsure of what to do. I mean, we have to join the cult. We can't blow them off. That will get us killed, obviously. But after that, I'm very curious what their reasoning and everything is going to be. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm still not sure. It's still very weird. I would assume that they're the ones trying to spread the virus. But if they are, why the fuck did they have me, like, trying to do research on it? Is it just for funsies? Did they... I don't know. This has left me very unsure. I like that. I like not knowing where the story's going to go. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, come back and see me next time. Goodbye.